In this video, I want to show you a little quick trick on how to use the Desmos scientific calculator to perform your calculations for the compound interest problems. So let's look at this example. It says find the future value using the future value formula and a calculator. And we're going to round to the nearest cent. And we've invested $695 at 5.5% compounded quarterly for 5 years. And we know we're going to use our future value formula, which is A equals P times the sum 1 plus I raised to the nth power. So first things first, let's define all of our variables. We know that P is the principal amount we invest, or our initial investment, which in this case is $695. We know that the lowercase I is our interest rate written as a decimal divided by the number of compoundings per year. So our lowercase I would be 0.055 divided by 4, and we're dividing by 4 because we have a situation where our interest is being compounded quarterly. Well, quarterly means 4 times per year, so we divide the annual interest rate by 4. And then the last thing that we need is our capital N variable. And this variable represents the total number of compoundings that we will receive over the full term of our investment. Well, we know we're going to get 4 compounds per year, and we're investing this money for 5 years. So N is 4 times 5, which is 20. So now we have all of our variables defined, and we just need to plug this into Desmos Scientific. All right, so here we are in our Desmos Scientific calculator. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to input the future value formula into the calculator so that the calculator does all of the calculations in that big formula for you in one step. All right, the first thing we need to enter is our principal amount of our investment. And that is $695. Now we're going to open our parentheses. And inside our parentheses, we're going to continue with our formula. And we're going to put 1 plus. And now we're going to enter the value for our lowercase I. And we're not going to put a decimal here. We're going to put the exact value for that lowercase I. That lowercase I, remember, was a fraction. So the first thing we're going to do is create a fraction by hitting the A over B key. The numerator of our fraction was our interest rate written as a decimal, so 0.055. Now hit the down arrow to get into the denominator of the fraction. And our denominator was the number of compoundings per year. Our compoundings were quarterly, so we got 4 compoundings per year. And notice that Desmos is already doing the calculations over here for us on the right. The next thing we're going to do is hit the right arrow key and then close our parentheses. Now we need to raise that entire expression 1 plus 0.055 divided by 4. We need to raise that entire expression to our capital N variable. Well, that was 20. So to get an exponent, we're going to hit the A raised to the B key, and then we're going to type in our exponent. And when we do that, we're done. And we can see over here that Desmos has done all of the calculations for us, and our final value is $913. And when we round to the nearest cent, it'll be 28 cents. So our future value of that investment after 5 years would be $913.28.